Hello, everyone. Welcome to another live watch party. Come on in, everyone. It is the year 2023. Was off for a few weeks. Decided not to go live last year because it was New Year's Day. Everyone was hungover, I'm sure. So thank you, everyone, for coming in. Devin, what's up? Not much. Coming on in. Enjoying the miniseries. You're analyzing episodes of season 5. Thank you, Josh. Started writing the next one, so hopefully that'll be out in a couple days, day or two. I'll get it out soon. Martin Cove, happy Lisa. Thank you very much. Eliza, happy New Year. Yeah, happy New Year to you. Eric Lettera, what's up? What's up? Watch Party fan page. Thank you for coming in. Watch Party fan page. Best fan page on Instagram. Crispy Bacon. I like the name. Crispy Bacon. Happy New Year. Yes, to you too. Hoping Robbie wins this Sekai Taikai. Yeah. And be sure to check out my videos on that. I talked about who could win, who would win. Why did you skip me? Oh, I didn't even, you know what? I'm just browsing through it. Johnny Lawrence, happy New Year to you too. Long time no see, yes. So thank you for everyone for coming in. Obviously, the only real news or big news came, what was it, a little over a week ago when we got some word about the Season 6 Writer's Room. And I made a video on it. Probably most of you saw it. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Season 6. The Writer's Room could be starting in February. And so we're going to look at some dates here just to see how it'll play out. Most people don't get it till they say it out loud. Yeah, I'm aware of like that kind of joke. I think I've made it before, but yeah. Watch Party fan page is going to post some stuff. That's great. That's great. Yeah. You know, we're coming into the new year. It's probably going to be a little bit of a while before season 6. I say February they get renewed. Well, yes. So if you remember what we heard from God, I was going to say Frank Darabont. It's not Frank Darabont. What? Great writer, but no. Boy. Sometimes I'm just having a bad day. Dearden, right? It's Bob Dearden. I don't know why. Yeah, Bob Dearden. Bob Dearden, not Frank Darabont. He's someone else entirely. But from Bob Dearden. Yeah, Bob Dearden. Is he, he just said straight up, yeah. They're scheduled to start in February. Which also probably means, everyone's already signed and stuff. That means the show is probably renewed. Remember, they always announce the renewal after, it's more of like a marketing thing. So a lot of times the show is renewed before they actually announce it. Wednesday got renewed. Yeah, but Wednesday was kind of like the it thing for a while. Not that Cobra Kai wasn't the it thing, but they're just doing it on their own schedule. But like we said, we heard from Bob Dearden. The writer's room is scheduled for February. And I said in the video, it could mean we could get a release of season 6 at the end of the year, like we've had previously, the previous 2 years. John Kreese gets in contact with Colonel Dugan. Maybe, but Kreese is on the run from the law right now, so I don't know if he's reaching out to people. They live on opposite coasts. That's true. So, and then I got a lot of people like, but I got a lot of comments when I said it could come out of the dinner. Oh, I don't want them to rush it. I want them to take their time. But what we're going to look at is that's probably actually about the normal amount of time. So I want you to see something. Let's look here. This is some old tweets from John. This is when they started the writer's room for season 3. Do you have a spy? June 1st, he says they've been open for 9 days. And I'm going to show you that on the calendar. That's the wrong one. This one. So let's see. June 1st, they were open for 9 days. So about the 23rd there. They started writing season 3 the 23rd of 2019. If you recall, the show came out the 17th. That season 2 was released. So a little over a month later, they started their season 3 writer's room. Now, why does that matter? Let's look back here. Come here. They finished the writer's room for season 3. August 10th, we wrapped yesterday. So they finished on the 9th. And if you recall, they went into production basically at the end of August. So they finished here. So it was essentially, 1, 2, 2.5 months, just, yeah. So it's about from what, the 23rd to August 9th. So it was only like 2.5 months of the writer's room. And then they were doing the cast reads or whatever like this weekend and went into production in early September, right? Full production started in September. So that's, and now look back here. Oh, God damn it. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. August 9th. So they started here. 1, 2, 2.5 months. 2.5 months of writer's room. The crew, everyone's assembled in Atlanta at the end of the month, and they went into production like here at the beginning of September, right? So that's in 2019. Now look back. So we're going to come back here. February 22nd, 2020. Finished post-production on Cobra Kai Season 3. So that's February 22nd. They did the final mix. They did a few remixes or something in early March. So it was like March 9th or March 10th. I don't have that, but so like March 9th or March 10th. So let's go back to that. So that was what, February 20th. But like they really finished like here. So from the writer's room to March. This is from when they started writing the season. Here to they finished like in the second week of March. How long is that? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a couple of weeks. About 9.5 weeks. Really, like they finished there. Like that's when he made that post. So it's like 9 months almost exactly. But or 9 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's like 9, but then they did a few like line adjustments and such for the final mix. So it was like 9.5 months. 9.5 months from the first writer's room to wrapping everything. So let's look at 2023. This is us right now, right? We're in 2023. Let's say they start here. I don't know. Because he just said there's a start in February. 9.5 months. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, the show, I mean, 9 would be like here. 9.5 months would be the end of November. Latest beginning of December. So the show can be completely ready for a New Year's launch, like on the December 29th. And that's the normal amount of time. It's not rushing it. It's not like, oh no, they're going to rush it. No, that's literally the same normal amount of time. It's the same times table they took for season 3 and season 4 and season 5. Figured 9.5 months from literally the beginning of the writer's room to wrapping post-production and everything. 9 to 9.5 months. So they start the writer's room in February. The show can be ready to go by the end of December. Normal amount of time. They don't have to rush anything. It's literally the same normal amount of time. So you see? You see? I wanted to show people that because I just get people like, oh, I don't want them to rush. I want them to take their time. They're not rushing. They can have it done by the end of the 2023. And it's literally the same timetable it's always been on. So, which I think is great. Same timetable. Let's see. Do you think Johnny will get Cobra Kai back? Yeah, at some point. Do you think since we came down you return? Yeah, possibly. I don't know about if Odell will come back. He lost his finger. Poor Tyron Woodley. Devin, hey man. Thank you for coming in. We'll see what Kreese and Sensei Kim do. There's a lot of potential, but we'll see. It depends on what Kreese does, because he's now technically a fugitive, right? Peter, thank you for coming in. Be on the lookout for a new Cobra Kai companion episode too very soon. Do you think the show will end at 6 or 7? I still thinking they may go 7. What's on Netflix said it's possible season 6 could be the last. I do think it's possible whenever they announce it's renewed. It could be like the last announcement of a renewal in the sense like they could say we're going to do seasons 6 and 7 and then that'll be it. Or we'll do season 6 and that's it. I don't think they're going to be, I think the show's entering a stage where, Netflix will make a decision on how much more to do. So like if it's like a season 6 and 7, maybe they'll make that decision now. So they'll announce both seasons at once. Which is, kind of how I think they do that with many shows. They want to give the show a proper ending, so they know that it's not going to be like, well, do 6 and we'll see how it performs or something. I mean, yeah, I think that includes localization. I don't think that's as big an issue. And keep in mind they can do things simultaneously and such. It's not like one thing and then another thing and then another thing. There's all these departments and they're all doing stuff at the same time. The marketing department can be cutting the trailer and putting up the promotion stuff before the final edits are done. That's just normal. Like it's not like this happens, then that happens. Things happen all at the same time. When is season? Well, we don't have an official announcement. There's nothing official. We just know the writer's room starts in February. And as I showed, it starts in February. Under the normal timeline every season has taken, the show can be completely finished and ready to go by the end of the year, which is, 2 out of 3 where Netflix has released their seasons. So, and they seem to like it there. So, Michael T. Flex, thank you for coming in, man. Happy New Year to you. Season 6 will be the Sekai Taikai. Yeah, I think it after the Sekai Taikai, it comes back to the valley for some sort of final brawl, whatever, final brawl for it all, right? Season 8. Yeah, I don't know about a season 8. We'll see. Keep in mind they've mentioned and alluded to spinoffs many times. So even if it ends at 7, that doesn't necessarily mean the end. They have other ideas in mind for a spinoff. So there's a lot of potential there. When do you think filming will start? Oh, okay. Let me go back. Yeah, it's like he said, February, filming starts a few months after. Filming would probably start, I think, the beginning of May. They can go into pre-production. If they're in, they start here, the writer's room's a couple months. Then they go into pre-production. They can be in filming in May or so. Somewhere in May, probably. That's what I would think. Season 5, is where is in season 5. They talked about many times, that they moved the writer's room to Atlanta because they were still writing the end of the season while shooting. That's also why John, Josh, and Hayden didn't write any episodes. Because they didn't have time to go away and sit down and knock out a script. They had to go and get all the pre-production and stuff going while that, Michael Jonathan Smith and such were knocking out the scripts. Do you think they're going to cut? No, I don't. That's just a thing. And the problem is it only takes one person to release it, which is probably what happened, so that's when I go. Jay Kisses. Thank you for coming in, Jay Kisses. I've been missing those kisses. I hope you had a New Year's kisses. This is your New Year's kisses. When do you think Obliterated will come out? Obliterated seems like a summer show. Yeah, I would agree. They're probably going to wrap its post-production somewhere in the next month or two. And they could be doing things at the same time. Like I said, they could be wrapping up Obliterated final mixes and such, while they start the writer's room for Cobra Kai. I think, probably the summer. It does feel like a summer show, so maybe early June. We'll see what they do, with marketing. Netflix isn't super big on marketing. They do a little, but so it's not like they're going to launch this massive build up marketing campaign before it. So it's not like a movie, a Hollywood blockbuster or something, where they want a big opening weekend, so they don't market that much like that. But yeah, I can imagine something like June or July, similar to when the two Stranger Things parts came out this past year, right? So Even like maybe like let's hold on. Let's go back here. Oops. Yeah. So like if it came out, June 30th, which carries over to the 4th of July. So like, yeah, something like a day like that. I could see something like that trying to just sort of carry it out. So yeah, I think like something like that's very, very feasible for Obliterated. You know, it's basically like your summer blockbuster action movie, except as a TV series on Netflix. A streaming TV series. So yeah, I think like that June 30th carry over to the 4th of July like is like a good weekend for that. They name her Danielle after Daniel. Yeah. People have made that joke. I remember thinking it, but never said it. And then someone else said it. I forget who. But definitely. That's a funny joke. Funny one. Yeah. Well, okay, so Ralph Macchio hinted spin-offs on the younger Caster Miyagi prequel. Were they announcing it? Yes. I do think that. They've basically have alluded to it already. They've mentioned it. And in fact, it could even get announced with like the renewal. And maybe that's part of the reason they'll say like, we're going to do 2 more seasons and we have this spin-off in the works. We'll see if they announce it all at once, or what they do. So, yeah. So Macchio may not be directly involved in those, obviously, but yeah. So I definitely think the spinoff's going to come. Probably won't come until the series wraps, so there's just a lot more to go. By the way, Bob Dearden talked about that like after they wrap season 6 or something, the hope is that they can then go straight into season 2 of Obliterated. So here, let's look at the calendar one more time. If they start production in like May, and was it 1, 2, 3? They wrap sometime early in August, and then let's say Obliterated came out at the end of June into July. It could get renewed by then. So yeah, they finish post-production and such of Cobra Kai season 6, then they go back into writing season 2 of Obliterated. Are you gonna watch Blue Beetle? I'll probably see it at some point. Like I've never heard of Blue Beetle until Sholo got the part. It comes out in August, I think. I really think Blue Beetle, they're hoping it is going to be like the relaunch of DC Comics. And I mean, the character's been around a long time, or the hero has been around a long time, even though I don't think it's not nearly as well known as the other ones. But if it does well, great for it. But I've been toning down, so to speak, my superhero movies, and not really big on DC anyway. So we'll see how it does. But I'll either, if I hear it's great, I'll check it in the theater, or I'll watch on HBO Max or whatever the heck that becomes. Cobra Kai never dies. Yes. How is life treating you? pretty good. I wish it were a little bit better. I wish car shopping were a little bit better. I'm looking for a new car, and it's a bad time to buy a car, to be honest with you. So I haven't. So I wish it was, there things would go better, but I can't necessarily complain about it. I didn't see Violent Night. I did hear it's a good movie. Maybe I'll have to watch it next Christmas. Prediction for the opening scene of season 6. Good question. Actually, you know what I think? I think season 6 starts where season 5 ended. Which is to say that that parking lot that they were in. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we're done with that. In fact, we even know Ralph had even said they shot things, that were cut. And that could be used in season 6. And, even though it was intended for season 5, it could be used for season 6. So so that parking lot there where they all ended, I think there could be more to go there. Team Toyota. Yeah, I did. I went to the Toyota dealer and I asked them, I don't know if I mentioned this to you last night, Peter, but I went to the Toyota dealer and I asked him, I'm thinking maybe like a Camry. What do you have? And he's like, well, I got one. They literally had one Camry on their lot. And like I said, they're quoting 20% over MSRP. In fact, like I can show you I think I had I'll send you the picture. I took a picture yeah, maybe you can negotiate it down. Like I didn't attempt to negotiate it because it was already like so high. But 20%, they're adding a 20%, what did they call it? Like market adjustment or something, like over the MSRP. Maybe I could have negotiated it down, but still, market adjustment it's called. Or, okay, actually it was 10%. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Toyota was 10%. The Honda was 20%. Honda, they were putting on an extra 5,000. And maybe some of it could get negotiated down. But like I said, Honda and Toyota both. Honda was 20%. The Toyota dealer was adding 10%. But like I said, they literally only had one Camry on the lot. At least one. They had a couple used ones, but so if you go and say, what do you have for a new Camry? It's one. And that's why they're charging an extra 10%, because if you want a Camry, there's literally one. You can't even pick. It was a base model. That's why it's a bad time. It's they're charging over the MSRP. Previously, other times you buy, they're giving you discounts off the MSRP, manufacturers incentives and dealer incentives and such. They're taking price off the MSRP. Now they're adding to it. I'm sure maybe I could negotiate it down, but some of it, but it's not go down to a part where previously I bought cars at. Johnny Chosen and Barnes could get arrested. Yeah, I think that could happen. Joey, they could get arrested. Maybe that's what they shot. Maybe that's what it shot. We'll see. So then they have to deal with all that at the beginning of season 6. So yeah, that's why I think season 6 could have or could start where the previous one ended. It's a world full of Tom Coles now. Welcome to 2023. Yes, I think that's exactly what I said to Peter. Were we recording? There may be a new podcast. I can't remember if we were recording near that. But yeah, it was like everything is a Tom Cole now. Everything is a Tom Cole now. They're just you don't even have to read the fine print. They're just slacking the extra money right on there. It's not even fine print. It's just jeez. Because like I said, you go to Honda, they had one Accord or something. One Accord. I went to another Honda dealer. I don't even think he had a Civic. He had like a used one, but he didn't even have, like, if you wanted a Civic, they didn't even have it. You go to Toyota, they don't have any Corollas. They had one Camry. Like 0 Corollas, 1 Camry. Jeez. So it's not a good time to buy a car. It's all Tom Cole. Tom Cole is having the time of his life. Do you think Sam's death will increase to that of a bucket in the next season? Oh, Copa. Was it you? I had someone who kept leaving comments on different videos. Sam's emotional depth is a puddle or something. I forget what it was, but like it was like the same comment on multiple videos. I think Sam has the depth. I don't think it has to increase to a bucket, but you may not always like the depth, but it's there. When is season 6 going to get renewed? Like I said, we know the schedule is to start the writer's room in February. And as I went through the math, the show can easily be done by the end of the year. And that's not rushed. That's the normal timetable. So when they announce it, who knows? It's up to them, you know, and they make those decisions for their own reasons. So don't worry about it too much. No more Terry Silver, at least. Yeah, at least for now, right? He's off the karate board for now, but he's not out for good. Terrible rainstorm. Jay Kisses wants to know if anyone is dealing with a terrible rainstorm. Oh, back to the pregnants. I don't think any of them will get pregnant. Honda Civic has incredible gas mileage. Yeah. If they had any in their dealership. Barnes, all the senseis. Yeah, it would be great to have a scene with all the senseis. Terry is coming back. Well, it's hard to keep Terry Silver down. So he's off the board in the short run because he's got to deal with all this stuff. But, you know, it's going to be hard for them to pin these charges on him because, you know, Stingray now is a very unreliable witness who's changed this story multiple times. And Terry Silver is a very rich man with good lawyers. Shady lawyers. You know, so, you know, Terry Silver could get wrapped up for a little while dealing with this stuff, but I don't think he's out for good. So, like, he could be gone season 6, comes back season 7 or something. They'll announce it when it's finished writing. I think it has nothing to do with that. It's not like they're waiting for it to finish the writer's room. They're just looking at their own schedule, and when they want to announce different things for whatever reason. So, you know, that's what they're doing. We're around the writers. We're wrapping up. Yeah, I think the season 5 was, well, they were actually in production, weren't they? I can't, because we figured it out before they went to production, you know, and I had a video on it. I think I was one of the first ones to break that. But I think they were already in Atlanta shooting before they did that. There's no way Terry's staying in prison. Yeah. It'll be announced this month, IMO. That could be. Yeah, it could be. I mean, sooner or later, rather, they may. Are they announcing it when they're going to announce like an Obliterated release date? I don't know. We also need to get a Twisted Metal release date. I guess that is completely wrapped now. I think, they're completely done with that. That is the new show by Michael Jonathan Smith, who's the writer, producer on Cobra Kai. He created the show. It's based off a video game. And I think that's done and ready to go. So that's just now in need of marketing and all that. Samantha is going to win the World Tournament because she didn't win the All Valley. Terry Silver cheated. And so did Cobra Kai. So I think she's going to win. I mean, okay. Maybe. But check out my video. I still think the World Tournament, the Sekai Taikai, is going to be different. So I think it'll be different on how it flows. So never try to decipher marketing logic. Yeah, pretty much. You can't essentially forward predict it based on some logic from previous seasons or previous actions. You can't look at past actions and use that to determine a pattern to predict future actions. No, it's just random. So, you just gotta wait. Can't imagine how. Yeah, who knows what it'll be? We'll see. Robbie's gonna win the Sekai Taikai. Any updates on season 6? Did you watch my video? And the beginning of the stream, we talked about. So if the writers' room starts in February, the show can be ready to go by the end of 2023. Like seasons 3 and 4, we could have a drop in New Year's, and that's the normal timeline. They're not rushing anything. So I think that, and I said that in the video too. So you'll be upset if they let Terry go. Yeah, but Terry Silver's kind of badass. You can't beat that, man. Do you think Terry will get out of jail and won't join Kim again? He'll be on his own. Yeah. Sensei Kim is going to be doing what she's doing. I don't know about Snake and Dennis. It would be great to get them back in some capacity. We'll see. But yeah, I think, but I think since our season 6 here is definitely Sensei Kim's season as the Cobra Kai way of the fist baddie. Do you think Mike Mars is secretly evil still? No, but he's still got some of that attitude, which is why he wanted to go down and beat Terry Silver, beat his ass, right? So he's still got some of that karate bad boy attitude, even if he isn't secretly evil. Twisted Metal, as a good. I'll be honest with you, I'm not even sure who's in it. I guess I haven't paid that much attention. I'll see. We'll talk maybe when a trailer comes out or something, I guess. There may be, on the off chance there's an interview with Michael Jonathan Smith coming up. We'll see, if what he has to say about it. But because marketing hasn't started yet, he may not have much to say because he may have to wait, for the Netflix team. What would a Cobra Kai or Karate Kid movie look like under? I'm not. I don't know. They're focused on doing the series right now, so I don't. you know, and there's that other Karate Kid movie that's apparently going through development. So I don't even know. He might be a Cobra Kai sensei. Yeah, like here's the thing. Like, you can imagine anything. Like, you have this whole interesting story arc for Mike Barnes. He runs a furniture store. Terry Silver burns it down or something. And he's like, aha, but what if it was all a double cross? I mean, whatever. I mean, it's not, you know, don't overthink it. Like, every time you see something, what if it's not? Yeah. Every season is dropped on a different date. Well, that's true. That happens. Sam's reacting. Oh, you guys are going back and forth. What is she's developing a rivalry with the girl she saw Miguel kissing his party? That girl is not going to come back. That was just like a one-time thing, so don't worry. Hayden had fingers crossed. What did Hayden tweeted out a tease? He doesn't tweet that if they hadn't a schedule in place, which we now know they do after the fact. Correct. Correct, yeah. There's a schedule in place. Chosen is the best in my eyes, yeah. Yeah, but Chosen's working with Daniel and Johnny. Who's going to work against them? Color will be the logo? I don't know. Black, yellow, red. Maybe thrown green? I don't know. Kreese versus Silver? Maybe, but I'm not necessarily sure. Any updates since the video? No. Maybe we get something this month. Who knows? Wish Silver would interact with Hawk and Miguel. Yeah. The thing is, with a show with so many characters, not everyone can interact with everyone else. You know, it just gets to be like that. You know, some characters, they're in a show together, they almost never interact with each other. Every villain is their Silver's going to be stepped on. Well, I understand what you mean. I understand. But you know, there's potential, so we'll see. What do you think Sensei Kim's dojo is called? It can't be Cobra Kai. Well, if she goes to the Sekai Taikai, it could be Cobra Kai. She had 50% of the dojo, and Cobra Kai is what was accepted to the tournament. So she could go under the name Cobra Kai, I suppose. Any shows Wednesday's decent. I watched like 3 episodes. The thing is, like, and I was tweeting about this. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Addams verse, if you want to call it, the Addams family stuff. Like, for some reason, that just never appealed to me, those type of shows. But I mean, I did think Wednesday was what I saw of it was pretty good. It's just not a good show for me. I watched the end of His Dark Materials, which is on HBO Max, because I still have HBO Max. I was annoyed because the show was changing from the original in season 1, the original, the book. So I only wanted to watch like the last 4 or 5 episodes, just to see how they closed out the series. And it was kind of good. Not bad. So I don't think I've watched any other shows since then. But Terry Silver being ill with a brain tumor because you're at the hospital. Yeah, everyone loves that. Everyone loves that theory. I don't know. I don't think so. It didn't really look like that. Or at least I don't think that was their intention. But who knows what they'll do. What kind of storyline do you think they'll be considering they can be showing? Well, since most of the kids left Cobra Kai, you just have to introduce all new, bigger and badder bads, right? Whether they come from Sensei Kim's dojo or wherever. So more drama with all the new bad kids, I guess. It was it was very, very popular. Live and badass event when it comes out. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I guess was the last one considered a success? I don't even know. So maybe they will. The logo should be light blue. Okay. Chosen get with Kimiko. Well, yeah, that's definitely a subplot now we have to go on to. Hair will be black. Yeah, I've actually been pitching for gold for a long time. I always thought gold would be cool, or black and gold. You gonna watch? Probably not. I didn't play that video game. I know it's based on a video game that was popular, but don't really play many video games, so no desire to watch that show. Was there any show I wanted to watch? I don't think so. Oh, Julie Pierce. Big Julie fan? Not even a what's her name? That girl who plays Julie Pierce. Oh my god. Boy, I lose it sometimes. Yeah, I think Julie Pierce will probably be back at some point. Maybe even season 6. We'll see. We'll see. Stranger Things season 5 can't come soon enough. Yeah, it's insane how long it takes them. Looks like most of the writing, I guess, is done. The actors are commenting on it now, publicly, but they haven't gone into production yet. But I guess most of the writing is done. But it's 2024, right? They just take so long shooting. For 8 episodes, it's a little bit ridiculous, but I don't know why it is the way this is now. Dance with your... Who's a better couple, Sam and Miguel or Robbie and Tori? I kind of like Robbie and Tori. Yeah, I would say at least I prefer Robbie and Tori. About Samantha, Cobra Kai spinoff about Samantha, and it talks about a Cobra Kai spinoff. What do you think about this idea? I'm not even sure what you're saying. You're just saying I'll do a movie about her that in talks about a Cobra Kai. Well, your sentence is a little bit rundown and nonsense, but just I don't think they're going to do a series about Samantha. I still think it's going to be Miyagi series. I think he has the draw that they would do first anyway. What are you going to do when Cobra Kai ends? Probably rewatch it. Robbie's going to win the Takai? Yes. But you're all assuming there's only one winner, and I think that's the mistake you keep making. You're all just assuming it's just like the All Valley and there's one winner, but I don't think it's like that. Terry and Kreese forgiving each other. Well, it's hard to forgive after the sort of backstabbing betrayal they've gone through. So, so yeah, I don't think so. Worried Robbie and Miguel's story wouldn't be as interesting anymore without the rivalry and conflict. That's true. It was obviously able to carry through the back half of season 5. It worked pretty well. So we'll see how it goes into the future seasons. Ditto with Sam and Tori. You know, we'll see how Sam and Tori goes in the next season. Maybe they even have more beef than Robbie and Miguel did. So it's not necessarily resolved, but we'll see. And then, you know, then the same goes for Anthony and Kenny. They're the least resolved. They don't really have any connection yet. But they're probably more alike, so they have a better opportunity than someone like Sam and Tori. Like, I always think like Sam and Tori, even if they don't hate each other anymore, it's not like they would be natural friends or something. Like, they're still very different people. But like someone like Anthony and Kenny, you know, you almost think they can be like natural friends. They're actually very alike. You know, very similar in many ways. Kenny would be a better friend for Anthony than those other kids, right? You think the show's soundtrack will be lit? You mean season 6? Hopefully. Hawk did say last year's winners. That is correct. He did. He used the plural. Is it just boy to girl? Is it a whole group? We don't know. But yeah, he said last year's winners. That is correct. Oh, how would you fix the weakest points? That's kind of a hard question. Because first off, some points are just weak because any show or movie is going to have high points and low points. Like, you can't have high points without some low points, right? Like, so just because like there's some points that are like not as exciting or as gripping, doesn't inherently mean it's bad. You know, something will tell them, listen to our review of 5 go to Cobra Kai Companion with a K, be it the YouTube channel or on your favorite podcast listening service thingy, and listen to 504. Yeah. There you go. So, but yeah, so sometimes there's like, yeah, I don't know. It's not easy, I don't think. You know, and sometimes like maybe it feels like a little weak, but you know, kind of people enjoy it anyway. So, you know, I think episode 7 is like that. That's what the next video is going to be on. Episode 7, bad eggs. Peter might have forgotten that. But we'll see. You know. And sometimes like what seems like one simple fix would require actually like redoing half a season or something. Like if you listen to Cobra Kai Companion, that's actually what I was just gonna bring up. Like I keep thinking like add more to the Mexico storyline, and then that residual carries over to like the other storylines because now we've changed that. Like Miguel and Sam's breakup. Like Miguel and Sam's breakup, I think is probably a weak point of season 5. It's kind of like forced. It just feels very forced. You know, and I think it could have been you didn't have to lose it. Like if for, they want to tell that kind of story, or basically the story of like Sam finding herself, it could have been done a little bit differently, where I think like character motivations made a little bit more sense. Frankly, I think Sam wouldn't come off as bad. Like you would understand it a little bit more from her perspective. Yeah, like, what am I thinking? Yeah, like, so like it just works a little bit better. There's some things like that I was talking about, in the Cobra Kai companion recaps. I think that could have come off a little bit better. Mini-series on episodes from previous seasons. Yeah, I could. Leave comments like what do you have in mind? Yeah, I'm curious about the idea of doing little series. That's why for like a YouTube thing, because some YouTube channels like do that, and I think it can work. Do you think Sam and Robbie would confront Kenny about Anthony next season? I think Anthony may do it himself. I don't think that's a good question, Jay Kisses. But I don't think Sam and Robbie need to do it for him. I think maybe Anthony's getting a little confidence, and also maybe after Cobra Kai is now kind of like shut down, and even Kenny left Cobra Kai, he could be a little more introspective. So Kenny and Anthony could work this out themselves. I don't necessarily know if Sam and Robbie will do it, although Robbie obviously still cares about Kenny. So we'll see how it goes. Maybe a little facilitation, but not necessarily a whole lot. Kenny and Anthony teamed up to fight Anthony's old friends. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe that's the team up we need. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to take what Sholo says as like confirmation. At the end of season 6 or beginning, I honestly think that the baby comes towards the end of the series. Based on the timeline, that could be the end of season 7. Which puts them in showtime in early 2022, or not 22, or early like 2020. So like the show could end around when like theoretically all the COVID stuff started, because they are like have a real time. So the show is still in 2019. Are you a fan of Dragon Ball Super? I am not. Michael T. Flex. I never was able to get into that. Or she gets bullied by girls. Well, I mean, maybe, but they already got some other completely different reboot going. So interesting idea, but that's just ultimately not going to happen because it's totally not in the cards. I get what you mean. But you know what? We had Aisha in season 1, and I think that was a good storyline. Second to the Miguel storyline, but I think, for what you're talking about right here, like a storyline where the girl gets bullied by other girls or something, I think, just go back to your Aisha season 1 storyline, which, was really good. And a lot of us, why season 1, I think, is still the best. Is a binge, you don't realize the low points. Yeah. I mean, a lot of shows are like that. Sometimes the initial excitement overpowers, maybe some slow parts or some weaker parts in the storytelling or something. Sam finds herself every season, though. It's repetitive. Yeah, that's another complaint, I would say. Like, Sam finding herself, like, that was also what she was doing in the previous season. And I talked about that when people were talking about Dark Sam. Oh, is it going to get Dark Sam? Well, you had Dark Sam in season 4. Why are you going to get Dark Sam in season 5? Yeah. In fact, you could even argue Sam did it in season 3 too. You know, the whole PTSD storyline is like her coping with that. She's like finding her inner strength or something like so. And then in season 4, she's like finding her connection with Johnny and a different style, you know, and that she doesn't necessarily just have to follow her dad. And then season 5, she's finding herself again. She's like, yeah, I mean, it is repetitive. I think that's a valid criticism. Miguel's father returning to get his son and ex-wife back. I'd love to see a fight between Johnny and Miguel's father. Do you think this is possible? I would like that. Yes. Maybe a season 7. I think it's possible. I thought there was going to be more with Miguel's father in season 5, to be frank with you. I did think the Mexico storyline was cut a little short. But maybe we come back in like a season 7. After season 6, do you think it's going to happen after series premiere by Cobra Kai? What do you think is going to happen? I think you mean after season 5. We'll see. Maybe he hashes things out with Anthony. We'll see. Jay Kisses wants to sleep over. Girl bonding. Girl time. Jay Kisses remembers her own high school sleepovers and wants to see that. Sam Tori Yasmin Moon. That's a heck of a lineup. Not sure if they'll do a sleepover, but yeah, maybe we can get all the girls together for something. Do you think it's broken up in 2 seasons, 6 or 7? No, I do not. I definitely think the Saikai Taikai will be pretty much next season 6. So I don't think it'll be 2 seasons. They do need their killer instincts. I agree with that. Hawk and Robbie. If Sean ever gets out of jail. Yeah. We'll see if Sean gets out. Do you like Dragon Ball Super? No, I haven't seen it, Michael T. Flex. I'm sorry. Never got into any of the Dragon Ball stuff. Scott Walker, as I look back at the beginning of this stream, and in the video I made, it can come out at the end of the year, 2023. That's perfectly in line with their normal schedule. I think that's perfectly doable. They don't need to rush. I just say this because I get somebody, well, I don't want them to rush. No, it's not a rush. It's the normal schedule that they've always worked on. It can absolutely come by the end of this year. Johnny defending Carmen, Miguel against Hector. Yeah, definitely. Do you think Silver would try and reconnect with Kenny? Maybe when Silver gets out, but that's like season 7. That's not going to be season 6, so we'll do. Yeah, Scott, you're basically just saying Karate Kid, but it's a girl. I get what you mean, but like I said, it's ultimately just not going to happen because they even the reboot, whatever they have in the works, is completely different. So it's not that at all. So, just go to season 1 and adore the Aisha storyline. Hector as final villain. Yeah, he does. I think like Hector Salazar could be back as like the final boss. Aisha could come back. Yeah, well, it is what it is. It needs to be yeah, but you can't have a season of training. That's just not going to work. No. Actually, Scott, that's an interesting question. Just for whatever it's worth, I was thinking randomly about like stuff like this, and I would love if they went back to Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, brought him and the others back, and just did that again. Like like the Cobra Kai treatment, but of Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. He's been Spider-Man now for 20 years. He's older now. He's married to Mary Jane. Maybe they have a kid. I don't know. Like we saw in No Way Home. I've mostly checked out of Marvel. I've mostly checked out of superhero movies. I'm not that interested. But definitely, like that's something that would pique my interest coming back 20 years later now, give or take, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I don't know Tobey Maguire's health. Like he was able to do No Way Home. I don't know. I guess it's been an issue. But like if they could do that, like that's something that would intrigue me. I haven't watched any of the other Tom Holland movies. I'm mostly checked out of Marvel now and checked out of DC. That's why, like, someone asked me about Blue Beetle. It's like, well, I'm supportive of Sholo, sure, but like I've mostly checked out of DC and I don't even know who Blue Beetle is. Penny says hi. Well, hi Penny. Thank you for watching the live stream. Sakai 2-episode final. I think a 2-episode finale. Like, yeah, it could be something like that. Tobey Maguire's best Spider-Man. I agree. I think many agree with that. It didn't even feel like it needed to end. But that gets into like Spider-Man 3 and the problems in the studio was like pushing too many villains and it just didn't quite work. But Tobey Maguire Spider-Man was really, really good. And yeah, like I would love to see like a reboot, like almost the Cobra Kai treatment of that. Like let's see that Spider-Man 20 years later now. I'm curious about that. God, I thought that said Hawk had a really really cool season 1 arc in 4, but we haven't gotten enough. Yeah. The problem is Hawk and Dimitri's storylines have kind of run their course, so there's just not as much to go on. Even Gianni's not part of the regular cast now. Spider-Man 4 with Tobey. Yeah. That's what would interest me more than the others, more than the Tom Holland and other stuff. I don't know if Tobey Maguire's up to it, and that's Sony. Who the heck knows what they have in mind? So I'll just like it's something that would intrigue me for sure, but they don't make movies that I would like to see. Jay Kiss is a DC fan. Yeah. I like Henry Cavill, and I was upset that Henry Cavill is not going to be back because I thought he was going to be. We're all down for this Henry Cavill Superman. And then away it goes. They just like screwed it. It's like 10 years of just messing it up. 2-hour special. Not necessarily a movie. Yeah, just a long, great final season. That's how it ends, and a great final episode for sure. The Cobra Kai will be on Netflix. Besides, the way the deal works, since Karate Kid's technically owned by Sony, but like Netflix is running it as a Netflix original, even though it was also on YouTube. I think the way the deal works is Netflix has exclusive rights for all of this up until 10 years after the final episode. So it's not going to strut to another series, another network. I don't know American Werewolf in London, so I don't know about a female version of that. Andrew Garfield. Yeah, he could get it. Maybe they'll work in a cameo, since he is a big fan. That's possible. Other Netflix, if done longer finales, yeah. One of your pennies of entertainment being in jail. Who cares? Johnny and Hector. Well, yeah, we'll see. Marvel losing touch. Yeah. I've mostly just I'm just done with superhero movies. It's too much to keep up with. All the Marvel stuff and DC stuff was never quite got off the ground and was good, at least for me. I feel like DC stuff works better as standalone movies. Could be a spectator, a competitor. Okay, yeah, we've gone over an hour. Actually, I gotta do some work at the house. So we gotta. I'm gonna just end it here, guys. New Cobra Kai Companion podcast coming out soon. There also may be some interviews dropping maybe this week or so. Good interviews, so be on the lookout for that. I'm gonna continue working on my videos on the series that I started. We'll keep those going, and so there's a lot coming up. Make sure you're subscribed to all of that, and whatever there is an official announcement for season 6, I'll have a video on that. But like I said, there's already a timetable in place, and it's totally possible season 6 could come out at the end of 2023. It's how the normal time works. I don't know who Balin Levine is, but let's see. So thank you, everyone. Steph Sonny made it in at the end. Have a great day. I'll